All right, everybody, and we are back with another Control Breakers. Going to talk some more video games this week. There's been a little bit of news, so yeah.
Yeah, there was some stuff we wanted to talk about, some stuff that we were feeling strongly about, and we figured, when you feel strong about something, you should put it in a podcast. It's worked pretty well for us so
So
far.
far, it's worked pretty well. Now, first, we officially got the confirmation of The Last of Us remastered, Joel.
Yes, it's looking pretty. I mean, we already talked about this one to death before it was even official,
hmm
and why it made sense. So
So,
I guess you can say
I
we
mean,
came out in front.
they showed a quick teaser, and they showed one of the scenes from the game, which I don't want to spoil, but the teaser kind of spoils it. It's the scene where Joel and Ellie are like overlooking. There's like a bunch of giraffes walking towards
That's
buildings.
the best one.
So it showed it. So I went back and I put it up on our Facebook, a comparison shot of what it looks like on PS4 to PS3. I didn't think that game could look better until I saw what they did with it.
No, neither could
It's
I.
astonishing. Like,
I mean,
oh my
it was
God.
a high benchmark for visual fidelity, to be
Yeah,
sure.
like it's insane what they've done. Like there's no more jaggies in the far distance. Like the textures are crisp and clear. The mountain looks like it's actually not just like a pasted picture. Like it looks like they actually put it in the back. Like, dude, it looks amazing. I can't wait.
Brights are brighter, lights are lighter.
So I mean that's official. It's coming. It's the remastered edition, going to include
Comes
all
with a ton of DLC
right,
for the
all the
multiplayer.
multiplayer shit plus
Yeah.
the Left Behind DLC.
Now here's something for you. I know the guys at Rage Select, or no,
hmm
was it the guys at Rage Select or were the two best friends? Well, one of the guys that I like in the Gamosphere, they had actually pitched an interesting idea, and they said, wouldn't it be cool if for the re-release, they actually put the DLC literally in the game at the part
Oh
where
yeah,
it's supposed to
that's
take
what I was
place?
saying back when I first beat it. I was like, if they were to splice it in the moment that it takes place, when the moment where the DLC starts, which I don't want to spoil,
Yeah.
it's integrated so perfectly that I think they could place it in there, like, or give you an option because it's the director's cut
Right,
to
right.
splice it in. It would make the game, I think, even stronger. So.
That would be cool. Hey, if you're listening, Naughty Dog, and we know you listen to the Control Breakers, definitely give that a try.
Oh, please do it. It'd be fucking up. But I can't wait. I'm gonna rebuy it. I'm gonna replay it. I know Shay's waiting to replay it. So yeah.
Well, I'm in an interesting position because, as people may remember, if you've listened to the podcast for a while, I couldn't actually buy the game when it came out because they sold out all across Canada. I had to download a gigantic copy to finally play. So, hey, if this is a copy to buy, this might definitely be the one too.
Oh, I can't wait. Um,
Especially as we wait for more next gen shit.
Now speaking on PS4 stuff, I did officially beat last night Infamous Second Son. Because
Mm.
as I said before, I had to wait for my wife to be here because she wanted to watch me play it the entire time. So I officially beat it on the good side. It's pretty damn awesome. I mean, I don't know what more I could say. It's a great game.
Is the ending better than Infamous 2 is the one I think people really want to know.
I never finished two. I got to like the last
Oh.
part and I just said fuck it. And the main
Oh.
reason I said fuck it is because what happened was my first PS4 or PS3, it was the fat one,
Bro, yes,
stopped
yes.
working.
Ooh.
Literally as I was at the end of that and Red Dead Redemption. So I got a new PS3 and I was like, well, Red Dead Redemption is my favorite game this generation, so I'm gonna go and beat that one. And I didn't have time for Infamous 2.
That's a crying shame because anyone will tell you that the end of Infamous 2, the good ending, is probably one of the strongest parts of that game, if not one of the strongest parts of the series, which explains why Cole's not around.
Well, I thought the Infamous ending was the actual one that's canon. Like the
Well,
bad ending.
Well, okay, so admittedly, the ending or the evil ending for well, indeed, all the endings, not even just the evil ending, they definitely retcon some shit
Okay,
around if
let
we
me
want to
check.
get serious.
Yep, I'm reading right now from not or what's it called? What's those fucking developers? God damn it, why did I forget this? Okay, well the developers of Infamous officially said yes, the bad ending is the official canon ending for Infamous 2.
Uh,
Hmm.
well, I'll be damned.
So either or, I think the ending is kind of it's not bad. Like I like it. My feeling at this ending though is Delson is a pretty big dirtbag. Like
Eh,
he's a dirtbag in this game, and I have a feeling the bad ending is going to be the canon one, which I went and saw what the hell it was after, just because I don't know if I'm going to replay the game because I don't have time.
right.
And my feeling is the next Infamous game, you're going to have to choose a side. You're either going to have to team up with, Cole, and you're going to be severely underpowered with only like two powers, or you're going to take Delson's side, who's going to be the bad guy, and he's going to be like, yeah, I have all these powers, so I'm the ultimate bad guy. But I really like Delson's not a bad character. I just I don't get these whippersnappers, I tell you.
These youngins with the Banksy artworks and
Yeah,
stuff.
like he's fine, but I'm like kind of it's
It was definitely their intention going in that it's like this is what old people think cool young people are like.
Right, right.
Which, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And again, too, you said that the evil ending feels more canon. Well, that's kind of the truth across the board in a game series called
Right.
Infamous.
Infamous. Right, right. So it's like, which ending do you think is real?
They basically want you to be evil.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with, I guess.
I'm fine with that too, but you have to agree with some of the stuff people are saying that for the next Infamous, for the love of God, can I just pick at the outset if I want to be good or if I want to be infamous?
Right.
Because really, it doesn't change much.
Uh, I kind of hate the fact that they're like, pick what you want to be. Like at the last part of the game, right?
Eh.
They have me make a decision. It's like good or bad. I'm like, if I went good for every single time,
Why would I
what makes you
change
think
now?
I would pick bad and nerf half my powers? Like,
Yeah.
it's a stupid decision choice. And I'm not bashing the game because I enjoy the fuck out of it, and I love Infamous Second Son. So I do like any game. It has problems. You can't
And
ignore them.
I think the thing about Infamous is that it definitely shows a lot of the weakness of this whole binary good or evil karma system
Uh huh.
that video games have. You know what game actually handled karma systems amazingly? And I think I'm going to do a let's play of it as soon as I'm done,
What?
God Hand. Well, believe it or not, it's Spec Ops The Line. You know what made Spec Ops The Line so good in its moral choice system?
Hmm.
They didn't tell you that it was a moral choice system.
Right. And I love it when they do that.
Again, without spoiling much, there's a scene in Spec Ops 2 when a group of people are rushing you, unarmed people and whatnot, and you have the decision there. The game doesn't tell you you have the decision. Do you A, shoot up in the air, which is what I did, which was the right thing to do, or B, do you go with your first instinct and gun all these unarmed people down? And it's funny, I shot up in the air not thinking that it would do anything, but it did, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And that game is filled with moments like that. I know they're talking about doing another Spec Ops very soon. I hope they can keep up.
Yeah, I mean, I played Spec Ops. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I think it's a very smart game, and again, if I ever get around to doing that Let's Play, I will definitely talk about it.
Aha. Well, you do that. Oh, and before people start getting on me, because I don't think Infamous Second Son is the greatest God's games to PS4 and everything, I'm saying it's good, but here's the thing. One, as a reviewer, we kind of have to be objective, and you can't just go, it's the greatest thing ever because you love it. And two, the greatest thing ever is Aquaman, so shut the fuck up.
To which I'm sure people in the comments are like, wait, since when has Armin ever been objective? Aquaman is the greatest thing ever.
Ever. And I will
Ever.
stand by that ever. And if you don't agree with that, you clearly don't know what you're talking about.
I will stand in his moist shadow and drinking in his fishy goodness.
Now, Joel,
Yes.
if I was to told you that Borderlands is getting a sequel, what would you say?
Is Anthony Birch involved?
Well, kind of, because this isn't per se a sequel, nor is it a prequel. It's the
It's a
pre-sequel.
pre-sequel. To which I'm like, okay, guys, I'm glad you've kept that sense of humor, and you're already kind of winning me over by not calling it a prequel.
I mean, at the rumors of this, I was like, I don't know if I want to play this. Then they're like, pre-sequel, play as Claptrap, shut up and take my fucking money.
It's
All
in
my money, take it.
space. Did
I
we
can't
mention
wait.
that? Because, of course, if you played the Borderlands 2, they made a ton of reference to this big orbiting Hyperion moon base. Well, there you go. Guess what? You get to go to the moon base, and oxygen and jetpacks are actually going to play a huge part.
Cool.
And even more so, again, because this is a pre-sequel, well, guess what? It's all about Handsome Jack. You get to play as one of Handsome Jack's lieutenants.
Yeah, and
Be
to
it,
rise to his power, so.
yeah. And they're all characters you know. You mentioned Claptrap already. but there's also Nisha the Lawbringer, who was the sheriff in Borderlands 2. She was a pretty big boss fight. Wilhelm, another boss fight. He was the big robotic guy. Apparently,
Uh-huh.
you get to see how his deal is. And then you have Athena the Gladiator, who was one of the bosses in General Knox's armory or something like that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So again, they're all characters we've seen before, to where I'm like, okay, I like this. I like where you're going with this.
I am super excited. That's all I gotta say. I mean, it's more Borderlands. Hell yes. The only thing that I don't like about it is they're like, well, it's last gen only, and
Yeah.
you know, Pitchford of course comes out there and swings his dick because he's like, man, I'm always right, and people are like, shut the fuck up.
Well,
But
again, it's the way they sold it to me is like, hey, we have all the gear and all the material and whatnot that made
no, no.
Borderlands 2 and all its
I'll tell you
DLC.
what it is. I'll tell you exactly what the fuck they're doing, right? Borderlands 3 is taking too long to make, and they're clearly making it for next gen, right?
Right.
This game is being outsourced to another studio so they can do
The,
it.
the Australian branch, yeah.
Right. Here's what's happening. It's not coming to Xbox One and PS4 yet. What they're going to do is they're going to have the season pass and all the DLC, right? Next gen, they're going to announce Borderlands 3 officially.
Hmm.
And then you're going to be able to buy the pack on PS4 where they'll just port them all, add new assets, just make it 1080p 60 frames a second, all three of these games, and include an exclusive beta for Borderlands 3.
Hmm.
You can tell the gears spinning in their fucking mind. And why are people going to do that? The same reason people are going to rebuy the game over and over. New trophies and all that shit that people love. And I mean, the games are already done. The PC versions scale to the modern consoles because they're built on x86 architecture, which is PCs. They literally just have to port them and make more money. They're going to pack in all three and release them. Just like I expect Uncharted is going to get that same treatment before the new Uncharted game.
Right, right. Well, either way, hey, I'm excited. It's more Borderlands, and I mean, did you love the games? Did you love the DLCs?
Of
And
course.
and this feels like more than just, another cash-in prequel, because again, they're adding new gameplay mechanics and everything. Jetpacks, oxygen, two new types of weapons that they've already announced, cryo guns and laser guns.
Yeah.
To which I've always wondered, I'm like, yeah, how come there are no lasers in this Borderlands world?
Oh, it's going to be so good.
I'm all on board with lasers. So far, they're speaking my language. And then there's another side to this as well, that apparently the story that's going to be told in here about Handsome Jack's rise to power, this will also be dovetailing slash crossing over with the Telltale Borderland game as well.
Sure.
All right then. I mean, until Borderlands 2, I really didn't think this world was big enough or interesting enough to have a Telltale thing. But hey, as long as it's funny and action packed,
Where
I'm
do you
on board.
stand on Borderlands 1 versus 2? Because I still like the first one more.
Really, well, it's weird because in many ways, Borderlands 2 is almost no different than Borderlands 1. It's just
Right.
funnier,
I,
more
I
assured.
think to me, like Borderlands 2, I expected the funny of Borderlands 1 in the same flow. Borderlands 1 came out at this time where it was just gray shooter killed the Arabs, right?
Mm.
That's all it was, and Borderlands comes out. And I remember making a big deal, like fans were flipping out when Borderlands changed its look. Because it
Yeah,
used
I
to look
remember.
like a Fallout type of gritty,
Yep,
serious
I
game.
remember.
And then they came out like, yeah, we're a cell shaded FPS, and everybody set the internet. I remember top critics being like, yep, this game is doomed to fail. It looks stupid. So, I mean, I think Borderlands 1, just for how fresh it was, will forever, in my mind, be ingrained as the better game. Even if
I
it's
think,
not, because it does have a lot more problems than Borderlands 2,
yeah.
I just think it's the freshness of it. It
I,
was
I like the
perfect.
characters, I like the pacing, and I like the sense of humor
Hmm.
much more in two. And again, I attribute that a lot to Anthony Birch and his team. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but there's a great thing on YouTube. It's called "Dying is Easy, Comedy is Hard." It's like this little university talk that Birch did about comedy and video games and writing Borderlands 2. It's really good and really eye-opening stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, then, there's that. And, after the Borderlands talk, I could talk about something you have no idea about. Sony came out and announced H1Z1.
What
Now,
the heck is that?
this is a brand new MMO, free to
Bruh.
play, coming to PC first, then PS4. And if anybody here has heard of DayZ, the famous mod for Arma 2,
I've
it's
heard of
that,
it.
except instead of being made on the cheap and Kickstarter, Sony is just pouring buckets of money into this.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Yes.
Do you really? Do we
Yes.
really need another big zombie MMO game?
We need one that's actually maintained and doesn't break every 10 seconds.
But you know what? The funny thing, Daisy has such a crazy fan base. I wonder if, the fact that it breaks, if they kind of like that, if that's like part of their
Well,
love or something.
there's some video floating around and interviews, and for all intents and purposes, you might as well just call this game DayZ done with money. Like, it looks straight up like it looks the same. Everything kind of looks the same. But guess what? People like DayZ. There's been a few attempts to copy it, not really successful. But then again, this is going to be Sony, and they're using the same engine that they're using for PlanetSide 2, which is a damn fine fucking engine. So
Right.
I'm super excited. I mean, let's face it, it's going to be free to play.
Uh,
People are going to play it.
uh-huh.
And when they get sucked into it, they'll continue playing and get their friends. And I mean, what do you got to lose when you turn on your PS4 and says, "Hey, new free game. Do you want to play this zombie survival game with all your friends?"
Yeah.
Why,
You
yes,
wanna
I
play
do.
fish.
So
I mean, for the most part, you and I have stayed out of the whole, like Rust survival. It seems like there was a week there where a whole bunch of them just kept coming out on Steam.
yeah, yeah,
These kind of zombie survival, build a world, survive type of thing.
uh-huh, everywhere.
But yeah, I wonder if this signals the end of that kind of stuff. That if Sony's willing to pour their money into it.
Right. Probably, maybe. You never know what the next craze is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, will the bubble burst? I mean, yeah, and it is a bubble. I mean, it absolutely is a bubble.
Yeah.
But will the bubble burst before the game even comes out? I wonder.
But I'm super excited. I can't wait to play it. It's going to be free, so no one will have anything to lose. And why the fuck? No, it's
I
zombie games.
guess.
People love that shit. So
I'm sick of zombies, but hey, if they're free zombies,
right, free.
I'll pay free 95 for them.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yep. You went there. So also, as people know, as I've talked about on the show, new MMO, you say? Why, I'm not going to play that on day one. Of course I'm going to fucking play it on day one.
You are the MMO junkie. That is you. As long as I've known you now, no matter what it is, when Star Wars came out, you were right into it. When Guild Wars came out, you were right into
Every
it.
single MMO that comes out to retail, I will buy it on day one and play the shit out of it for a month or two. And
You gonna be
only...
playing WildStar? WildStar looks
Uh-huh.
cool.
Of course I'm going to play WildStar.
Hell, I wanted to be part of WildStar. That was the first time I really tried to wave my comic book cast dick around. Where it's like, guys, look, I'm on a popular thing. Give me a beta key and I'll talk about it. Oh, no. Oh, okay.
So, I will say Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes.
Okay, Joel, let me try to pitch this to you. Do you like Elder Scrolls?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like exploring?
Exploring can be fun.
Okay. Now, do you like your exploration halted because it sticks to traditional MMO tropes?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's the problem. In Elder Scrolls, you get into Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, doesn't matter what the fuck you get into, right?
Daggerfall.
You go anywhere, you do whatever the hell you want, stuff will generally scale to you, but there'll be a few things that'll kill you if they're like, 10 levels up higher above you, because they're meant to be that, right?
Right.
In this, you leave the, training area, you're level 5, 6, whatever. You have to do all the quests in the 5, 6 area. You do not run past that area until you are level 7 or 8. In the level 7 and 8 area, you're doing 7 and 8 stuff to move on to level 10 and 11 stuff, right?
Sounds like every MMO I've ever played ever.
And that's where the problem is. Now, it handles like Elder Scrolls. It feels like Elder Scrolls. The writing is Elder Scrolls. It's beautiful and makes sense and fits that world so good.
The voice acting is all people who have done Elder Scrolls.
So,
I heard Jim Cummings 1,000 times.
Right. So that is great. But the problem is, it's an MMO. And in a world where, once again, Guild Wars 2 changed everything, it's not Guild Wars 2, and it feels cheap, and it falls back into WoW style at the end of the day. So I'm going to play it for the 30 days.
Right.
I'm going to renew 30 days so Shay can try and see if she likes it.
Right.
But I'm going to go back to playing Guild Wars off and on and waiting for WildStar.
You know, that's funny you should mention that. I watched the Rage Select guys play it this week,
Uh-huh.
which, hey, friends of the show, if you like funny Let's Plays and you haven't checked them out, you should. And it's so funny. Jason and Jeff, they're literally going around for like an hour looking for wood to build a staff for their mage.
Yep.
And they're just like, oh man, dude, I sure do love this Skyrim RPG where we spend an hour picking fucking flowers.
Uh-huh.
I sure do feel like a badass orc war mage picking flowers and looking for wood. And I'm like, yeah. And while they were doing that, I'm like, huh, I haven't played Guild Wars in forever. I should reinstall Guild Wars and play some Guild Wars. So now I'm playing Guild Wars.
Yep.
Guild Wars really was a great $60 purchase because now every time I want to play a new MMO, I just play some Guild Wars and I feel better.
Yep, I play the only MMOs I still play off and on, Guild Wars and Star Wars: The Old Republic. So
I was actually thinking of reinstalling my Old Republic too, actually.
So people are listening. There's the hints to what I think the two best MMOs are. And no, I'm not taking a jab at World of Warcraft. I'm just sick of Warcraft.
I've never had a chance to play the Warcraft. I know they have a free trial, but from what people tell
Please
me,
don't.
You can max out on the free trial really quickly.
Just free trial lets you go to level 10, which will take you roughly hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, from what I understand.
Yeah, so maybe level 15 now. I don't know.
To which, God forbid I like it and I lose myself to the Warcraft.
That's why you don't want to go there. I have one of my friends who I've talked about before, huge MMO guy, picks up every MMO just like I do, plays it for 3 days straight, gets obsessed, his whole Facebook is covered in whatever that MMO is. 2 weeks later, back to World of Warcraft and raiding for whatever the rare item is. Every night, 5 hours a night, ignoring life. I'm like, and that's why I stopped playing World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft, the man-eater.
Mm-hmm. You pretty much become Cartman. Like, your mom's grabbing buckets for you to shit in, so...
Bathroom!
Ma'am! Beckett! Ma'am!
That's the best episode.
That is one of the best episodes, because it's true. It's true. I mean, how disturbing is it when you go to Amazon whenever the new World of Warcraft comes in, and their number one item that people buy with it is adult diapers? Have you actually seen that? I'm not making this up.
No.
Whenever a new Call of Duty or a new World of Warcraft expansion comes out, the number one item that people buy along with that game is adult diapers.
Jesus.
So let that be an indicator of what you're getting into if you have any interest in World of Warcraft.
Look, I just really, really want the Sword of a Thousand Truths, is all I want.
Truly.
Just really want it.
So, any closing things we can talk about, Joel? Have you been playing anything else interesting? I mean, all this Borderlands talk. I'm going to go back and play a little Borderlands, but unfortunately I got to go to Europe in 2.5 weeks, so I'm going to kind of be...
Well, shit, as a group, we all bought Borderlands 2 with plans to Let's Play that, but
you know what? Leading up to the new Borderlands, expect that this summer on our Let's Play channel, people.
Oh, that'd be a fun idea. We should probably...
The summer of Borderlands, that's what we'll...
Yeah, and unlike the year of Luigi, we'll actually stick to it.
Oh...
Well, it's funny, again, we're doing a bunch of MMO talk, and we were talking about Guild Wars. You see, they're actually rolling out a new, a new customization system, a new wardrobe system.
Dude, Guild Wars gives you so much shit for free, it's like a new MMO every month.
Basically. Again, I just checked back into it with my level 40 char that I had totally forgotten about.
Ooh.
And I'm like, hey, level 40 char, what's going on with you? And then it was very easy just to fall back into it.
Huh, nice. Hell yeah. All right, everybody. So thank you for joining us for this show. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you've been playing this week and what you think of all the news topics and all that good stuff. And we'll get back to you with episode 35.